Time to review episode 4 of The Flash Armageddon crossover. Now, let's get started. Review part 4 of the Armageddon crossover, but before I give you guys my review, make sure you smash that like button. And yeah, but again, before I have to do review part 4, I have to give my quick thought. I give you guys my quick thoughts on episode 3. Episode 3 of the crossover was great. We got some Black Lightning and Flash, Jefferson, Barry scenes, which is always great to see just the two of them together. We got to see more investigation into Joe's death, which was great. We got the Steel Force back. We got Iris doing some reporting, great stuff what's going on with her reporting. And yeah, just a fantastic episode overall. There were some nitpicks with the episode, but I'm not going to get into all that because this is an episode 4 review. But yeah, let's get started. Yeah, we really opened up the episode right where episode 3 left off, where Barry travels to 2031, and we see that the Reverse Flash has been the cause of all the stuff that is happening in Barry's life up until this point. So, we learned that the Reverse Flash is behind all of this. He kind of made this reality of some sort where he is now the Flash, and he's a Reverse Flash. But yeah, getting into all that, I think Tom Cavanaugh played a great Flash. You know, I think all his scenes with him as the Flash and Barry as the Reverse Flash was absolutely fantastic. The fight scenes also in this episode as well was really, really great. Bill Blaine and Frost, their fight scene with Damien Dark, which I will talk about those characters when we get to them. Their fight scene in the episode was great. The fight scene in the beginning with Batwoman and Sentinel and all those characters facing off against R. Barry as a Reverse Flash was really, really great. So the fight scenes in the episode was really, really great. One thing I'm also wondering is what happened to, that Barry in the 2031 timeline. I don't know if he's dead or I don't know. I'm just wondering what happened to him. But yeah, I'll really get into the rest of it. So we have Barry going to Damien Dark for help. And Damien Dark was really great in this episode as well. There's not really nothing to say about Damien Dark in this episode. He was good in this episode. There was nothing really to him besides him being the Damien Dark that we all know from Arrow season 4. But yeah, Damien Dark was great. His interaction with the other characters was great. Just all around good character, and there's nothing really to say about Damien Dark. But yeah, just to get into Batwoman herself, Javicia Leslie. Now, this is the first introduction I have into Javicia Leslie, Batwoman. And Batwoman as a whole, I guess you could say I kind of saw her in the Elseworlds crossover. Well, I did. But just my first introduction into Javicia Leslie take on the Batwoman character. And she was good. She was great. I liked her scenes with Iris. I liked her scenes with the other characters in Barry. And just all the other characters as well. So my introduction into Javicia Leslie Batwoman was great. It was really, really great. Now, I don't know if I'm going to watch Batwoman, but I might have to. I don't know. But what I got from Javicia Leslie as Batwoman, she was great. Now, getting on to the other characters, Ryan Toy, Sentinel, Allegra, Chester, and all the other characters, they was great. It wasn't a whole lot for them to do, and that's kind of one of them. Well, we get to that when I get to the nitpicks, but, Ryan Toy was great. We actually got to see him in his comic-accurate suit, which is great. Alex was great. All the other characters was really great. When I got to see them, when we saw them in this episode, it was just storylines and stuff that happens to them, which I'll get into later. But yeah, it was really, really, the characters was really, really great. All the other supporting characters were really great. I don't know. I mean, I get into the nitpicks when we get to them. which is actually now, to be honest with you. But yeah, just to get into my thoughts on all the other characters, Ryan Choi, Javicia Leslie, Batwoman, Alex Danvers, Sentinel. They was good. I don't think that they was used particularly well. I think they was used okay. It wasn't a whole lot to them other than helping out here and there was kind of one of my nitpicks that I'm getting into now is just that they wasn't really in this well, they was in this episode, but I feel like they wasn't an integral part of the story. They kind of helped out here and there as far as we know. Now we don't know what's going to happen in episode 5. Maybe they all pop up again. But yeah, the characters was great. It was great seeing them, but it just the characters in the episode just wasn't really doing it for me. It was just okay. But yeah, so we end off the episode by, Barry fixing a timeline due to the love that he has with Iris, and this whole love conquers all BS. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm getting so sick and tired of this whole love conquers all thing. And Iris is my lightning rod, and the love that I have for Iris gets me out of all these situations. I'm just tired of seeing that. I want to see something different. I want to see Barry actually motivate himself with other stuff like his family or his friends. I'm just tired of seeing Iris being the plot device for Barry fixing things. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so Barry, he fixes the timeline and goes back to Despero and tells him that, it was Reverse Flash who created this whole Armageddon situation. Well, I guess you could say it was both of them that created it. But yeah, so he goes back to Despero and tells him that both of them created Armageddon. And Despero actually left some tip points here and there when he was explaining, how Barry started Armageddon. But yeah, so Barry goes back to Star Labs. Joe's alive. Joe's alive. He fixed the timeline. And all that stuff. I guess is fixed again. But yeah, so this leaves off until Reverse Flash. He's back in our timeline again, and he vows to defeat the Flash, and you know how it goes. But yeah, just to really give you guys a tight bow. But my final thoughts on this episode was, it was a great episode. The Allegro stuff and the Chester stuff and all this love BS, the whole storyline was completely out of the episode, for me, honest. I had to skip over parts of the episode with that. But yeah, other than that, I thought the other characters was used okay. Javicia Leslie, Batwoman, Ryan Choi, Alex Sentinel. I thought all the other characters from the other shows was used just okay, in my opinion. Yeah, it was a fantastic episode overall. Again, minor nitpicks overall, but the scenes between Barry and Eobot was really fantastic. When of these scenes are not fantastic together? But yeah, just to wrap it up, all in a nice bow. It was a great episode, but a minor nitpicks here and there. But overall, I give this episode a B minus. But yeah, I'm gonna kick it off to you guys. What did you think of this episode? What did you think? What did you think of this episode? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Where do you think that the story is going to go from here? And how do you think Mia Queen is going to fit in this last part of this crossover? But yeah, with that being said, hit that subscribe button, turn that notification so you can notify when videos like this and so much more flash videos drop. Yeah, and I'll see you guys